Did you know Hawaii has fewer people than the city of San Antonio, Texas? That's fewer residents than a single mainland city, even though the state stretches across 137 islands. For a place seen as paradise, that's surprising. With its warm breezes, tropical beaches, and postcard-perfect views, most people imagine Hawaii as a dream place to live. But for many locals, life on the islands comes with challenges that most visitors never see. And over the years, more and more people have quietly packed up and moved away. In fact, several islands have seen their populations drop or stay flat, even as tourism numbers hit record highs. So why does a place that attracts millions of visitors each year have so few permanent residents? The answer lies in Hawaii's geography, economy, and the deep cultural roots that shape how the land is lived on. In this video, we'll explore the real reasons behind Hawaii's low population and why this paradise remains so sparsely settled. Cost of living. One of the biggest reasons people don't stay in Hawaii is simple. It's just too expensive to live there. Buying a home can cost over $800,000. Even small condos often go for more than $750,000. Renting isn't much better, with one-bedroom apartments in Honolulu going for up to $2,500 a month. And groceries and everyday goods cost way more, since almost everything has to be shipped in from far away. A gallon of milk can cost $6 to $8, and even a loaf of bread might be $5. Electric bills are also the highest in the country, sometimes $400 a month or more, and gas prices usually stay well above the national average. Even shipping your car to the islands can cost thousands of dollars, and flying between islands gets expensive fast. All of this adds up to a life where you need $70,000 to $100,000 just to live comfortably alone, and most jobs in Hawaii don't pay that much. So while the views may be priceless, the cost of staying long-term pushes many locals to move away. Limited job market and brain drain. On the surface, Hawaii might seem like a wealthy state. The average household income is over $128,000, higher than the national average. But when you look closer, you'll see that those numbers don't always reflect how people are really doing. Most of that income doesn't come from one person earning a high salary. It often comes from multiple people in the same home, working full-time, or from multi-generational families living together and combining paychecks just to get by. That's partly because individual wages in Hawaii are lower than they appear. The average weekly wage is only about $1,345, which is below the national average and ranks just 27th in the country. For someone trying to live on their own or support a small family, that makes it very hard to afford housing, food, or transportation. Hawaii's economy depends heavily on tourism, especially hotels, restaurants, and retail. These jobs are important, but they often don't pay very well, and they can be unstable, especially when travel slows down. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Hawaii's economy took a hard hit and was one of the slowest to recover in the US. Even in 2024, many tourism-related businesses were still below pre-pandemic levels. Other industries like healthcare, tech, science, or engineering haven't grown fast enough to offer good long-term careers for young professionals. And that's a big reason why so many educated young people are leaving the islands. This steady loss of talent is known as brain drain. It's not always obvious in the big income numbers, but it has a real effect on the state's future. Aging infrastructure. Hawaii's basic infrastructure, like water, energy, waste, and transportation, is old, overloaded, and struggling to meet current needs. Rainfall has dropped 18% over the past 30 years, while the population has doubled, creating serious pressure on water supplies. Half of Hawaii's watershed forests have been destroyed, and many water pipes date back to the 1922nd, leading to waste and frequent breakdowns. Electricity costs are the highest in the US, and many island grids are near capacity, limiting how much renewable energy they can handle. Oahu's main landfill is full and set to close by 2028, but alternatives are limited, and burning trash still creates tons of ash. Roads and bridges are in poor shape. Nearly 70% of roads need work, and over 7% of bridges are structurally deficient. These weak systems raise the cost of living and act as a hard limit on how many people the islands can realistically support. Natural hazards and climate change impacts. Hawaii's location in the middle of the Pacific makes it especially exposed to natural hazards like hurricanes, tsunamis, flash floods, and earthquakes. While disasters like major hurricanes or tsunamis don't happen every year, they can cause serious damage when they do, like the 1960 tsunami that killed 61 people and destroyed much of Hilo. These risks require constant readiness, which adds stress and cost to everyday life. Climate change is now making things even harder. Sea levels are rising faster, temperatures are climbing, storms are getting more intense, and coastal erosion is speeding up. By 2050, moderate flooding is expected to happen nearly 10 times more often, and changing rainfall patterns could worsen droughts and water shortages. On top of that, warming temperatures are increasing the risk of mosquito-borne diseases like dengue or Zika, and worsening respiratory problems tied to pollution. These changes don't just threaten the environment, they also affect people's health, safety, and peace of mind. Social and cultural dynamics. Hawaii's housing problems are deeply tied to its history of colonization and land loss, especially for Native Hawaiians. The Hawaiian Homesteads program was meant to offer affordable land to Native Hawaiians, but long wait lists, lack of infrastructure, and barriers to financing have kept many from ever receiving or using their land. At the same time, high land values and crowded housing conditions affect residents across the state, pushing many to leave for more affordable places. For Native Hawaiians, these economic struggles are worsened by the cultural pain of being forced off ancestral lands, contributing to higher rates of homelessness and poverty. Newcomers from the mainland often face their own challenges, from adjusting to island life to navigating local customs and limited support systems, factors that can make it hard to feel at home. Meanwhile, Native Hawaiian identity has been historically suppressed through language loss and cultural erasure, and many still feel alienated by the ways tourism reshapes and often misrepresents their culture. The result is a growing sense of disconnect. Native Hawaiians feel displaced, while non-locals struggle to integrate. These tensions weaken the social bonds that might otherwise help hold communities together. Hawaii may look like paradise, but as we've seen, life on the islands comes with real challenges, from housing struggles and aging infrastructure to environmental threats and cultural tensions. What do you think? Should more be done to make Hawaii livable for future generations? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Mahalo for being here, and we'll see you in the next one.